Good day, dear students, and welcome to our session for Web Systems and Technologies 1. Ngayon, pag-uusapan natin ang tungkol sa HTML. Ano nga ba yung HTML and gaano siya kahalaga sa atin as a developer and as a user as well? HTML, or Hypertext Markup Language, we use this to develop the front side of our websites. Hypertext, it means it is the way the web pages are linked together. And as the name implies, okay, HTML is written using markups or different tags wherein it represents various elements. So these markups, it tell or simply instruct the web browser on how to structure or display our web page. HTML, ito rin yung core ng ating website. All technologies for web developers, those all rely on our HTML and its structure. So simpleng plain lang yung mga files natin sa ating HTML documents. And it could be saved using the file extension na .html or kaya naman .htm or .xhtml. So paano tayo nagpapangalan sa ating HTML file? Any file name will do. Okay, as long as you follow the naming rules for our files. So saan naman tayo nagsusulat ng ating HTML document? We can use any text editor tulad ng Notepad, pwede rin Notepad++, or Sublime, pwede rin sa Visual Studio Code, and sa kahit anong text editor. So, ito yung mga objectives natin for today's lesson. So, at the end of this lesson, the student would be able to differentiate elements and tags. Ano nga ba yung pagkakaiba ng elements at saka ng tags natin? The student would be able to describe the HTML hierarchical structure. Okay? Paano nga ba yung structure natin ng ating HTML document? And we are going to use the core HTML tags sa ating web page. To start with, let us differentiate elements and tags. So, ano nga ba yung pagkakaiba ng dalawa? So, let's start with elements. Elements, these are components of our HTML file. So, kasama na dyan yung tinatawag natin na mga anchor. Meron din tayong tinatawag na paragraphs. Andiyan na rin yung ating tables. Meron din tayong forms. Meron din tayong mga list. And so on and so forth. So, yung mga components natin, ang tawag natin sa kanila is elements. At the same time, meron din tayong tinatawag na tags. Tags naman, ito yung nagre-represent sa ating mga elements. Kumbaga, these elements, we cannot write simply anchor sa ating HTML file. We cannot write paragraphs, tables, and forms, and lists. So, we represent these elements as a tag. Okay? For example, yung ating anchor tag, yung ating anchor elements, meron tayong tag na A. And for paragraphs, we have tag na P. Okay? But, meron tayong dalawang klase ng tags. Ito yung tinatawag na pair tag. And, meron din tayong tinatawag na empty tag. Ano naman yung pagkakaiba nitong dalawa? Yung pair tag natin, okay, it consists of start tag. Start, meron siyang start. And meron siyang end tag. Anong start natin tinatawag? Yung start, tinatawag din po natin siya na opening tag. Okay? Opening tag. So, and itong end tag natin, tinatawag din natin siya na closing tag. Most HTML tags are pair tags, but not all tags. Kasi nga, meron tayong tinatawag na empty tag. Pag sinabi natin pair tags, Kaya nga nasabi natin kanina, meron siyang start tag, kagaya nito for our anchor tag. And meron tayong end tag for that one. So, end tag natin for our A is this one. We have angle bracket plus dinadagdagan natin siya ng forward slash. So, ang pagkakaiba niya, itong opening tag natin, simply wala siyang slash, forward slash. While the closing tag, okay, madedetermine natin kasi meron siyang tinatawag na forward slash. Okay. Another example is our p tag. P tag has an opening tag or start tag like this one, and meron siyang closing tag na this one. Okay. Yan yung tinatawag natin na paired tags. Our empty tag, okay, does not contain any end or closing tag. So, empty tags are formed using only a left angle bracket and its tag name. For example, we have BR followed by a slash and a right angle bracket like this one. So, this is our empty tag. And aside from our empty tag na BR, meron din po tayong tinatawag na image tag. Okay, that's IMG. And meron din po tayong tinatawag na input tag. Okay. And for that one. Okay. Again, ano nga ba yung pagkakaiba ng tags and elements? Elements, ito yung components ng ating web page. Okay, sa ating web page. While yung tags, ito naman yung representation ng bawat elements natin. So, for anchor, we have A. For paragraphs, we have P. For tables, we have table. For forms, we have form, and list, we have UL or OL. Now, let us proceed with attributes. So, ano nga ba yung attributes? Attributes, it provides additional information about dun sa ating element. Okay? And yung attribute natin, sinusulat natin to dun sa opening tag natin. Okay? Pero kung empty tag natin siya, since empty siya, dun lang natin siya isusulat sa ating tag. Okay? So, say for example, okay, we have a tag name here, and we are putting its attributes. Yan, like that one. And we provide the value for every attribute na nilalagay natin. And of course, we're closing our tag name. Say for example, okay, so notice we have attributes here. Again, yung attributes natin, palagi po siyang nasa loob ng ating opening tag. Okay? Never na never ka maglalagay ng attributes value dito sa ating closing tag. Again, this is a big no-no. Ang attributes natin, palagi siyang nakalagay dito sa ating opening tag. And yung ating attributes, again, so meron tayong equal symbol, and parang sinasabi natin na yung attributes value natin ay ito, this one. So again, the value, this is enclosed in double quotation mark or even in our single quotation mark. Okay. But not all the time, we are putting double quotation mark or single quotation mark in our value. So, pwede rin yung wala. Pero hindi sa lahat ng panahon, wala. Okay. Mawawalan lang siya ng double quotation mark. Pwede lang natin siyang tanggalan ng quotation mark kapag nire-refer natin value ay digits or numeric. Okay. Such as integers or floating point numbers. Now, let us proceed with HTML hierarchical structure. Okay. Tags in our HTML document are structured in HTML with a hierarchy to be readable by our developers and be executed and displayed well by our browsers. So, palagi nating tandaan na yung document structure natin ng HTML ay sumusunod siya sa tinatawag natin na philo rule. So, ano nga ba yung philo rule? Philo means first in, siya yung last out. So, like in our example, so we have HTML tag is our first in, and siya yung ating last out. Okay? So, dito rin, is our head tag is our first in, sa part na to, and siya yung nag-last out dito sa part na to. Meron tayong tinatawag na root tag. Okay, ano nga ba yung root tag? So, siya yung nandun sa pinaka-outermost tag. This one, HTML. And our root tag, gaya ng nakikita natin, okay, ay palagi siya yung HTML. This HTML, aside from being a root tag, tinatawag din po siya natin na parent tag. Okay? Parent kasi meron siyang mga anak or children. So, here, in our example, dalawa yung children or dalawa yung anak ng HTML. So, we have the head and we have the body. Okay? And itong head na to, meron din siyang tinatawag na child. Okay? Ito yung title naman. Itong title na to, again, this is the child of head and head is the child of HTML. HTML is the parent of head and head is the parent of title. Same thing in our body. Body is a child of HTML and body is the parent of our UL or the UL tag. Okay? You may notice na may mga spaces ako. I have space here sa aking HTML document. Why? You can also write this one. Okay? Yun nga lang, as a developer, medyo may hirapan tayo na hanapin dyan kung saan yung gusto natin na ayusin or hanapin yung tags na gusto natin na i-manage. Okay? Nilalagyan natin siya ng tabs or ng spacing dito na kung saan madali nating ma-identify asan ba dyan yung parent, asan dyan yung children. Okay? Kapag inayos ko ba yung isang part, okay, may magagalaw ba? Or parang ganun. Okay? Mas madali nating makikita yung ating pagkakamali. At the same time, madali nating maayos kung meron tayong gustong ayusin. Now, let us proceed with the HTML core elements. Basically, meron tayong tatlong core elements sa ating HTML. Ito yung tinatawag natin na head, HTML, and body. Okay? Let's start with head. Ano nga ba yung nilalagay natin kay head? Okay. Dito natin nilalagay, okay, yung ating mga title. Okay. Kung meron tayong external links, dito rin natin sinusulat yan. If we have any meta tags, dito rin natin nilalagay yan. Kung meron tayong script for our JavaScript and style for our CSS, dito rin natin sinusulat sa ating head tag. Lagyan natin ng title. This is my title. Okay. And since title is a paired tag, okay, we enclose it with this one. Now, saan nga ba natin nakikita yung title na yun? So, let us see. Once we save our file okay, and preview it in our browser, okay, we notice this one. This is our title. Okay. And yung title na to, again, nakikita natin sa ating head tag. While yung body naman, dito sa body, dito natin sinusulat kung ano yung gusto natin makita ng user sa ating mga websites. Example, we put a paragraph tag here and we said we have lorem ipsum. And we close our paragraph since it is a paired tag. Okay, so save this one and have an output. And it is a paragraph. Okay. So we have head and body. And of course, we have HTML. Sobrang halaga ng HTML tag na to because it indicates the beginning. Okay? Yung end tag natin, it is the beginning of our HTML file. Well, of course, kung may beginning, this end tag of our HTML, it is the indication, okay, that our HTML has been ended. Okay? It is the end of our HTML file. Our first lesson has been ended. Okay? Kung meron kayong tanong, you can post that or comment that sa ating classroom. And please try to answer our activity or our assignment sa ating classroom. Okay? If you have questions, do not hesitate to ask me. Thank you very much and have a great day.